Gongchi Fat Chai and Happy Year of the Monkey to all our friends, members and clients all around the world. This is our February Coaching Club lunch. And with me in the studio, we have Wonder Woman, who other people know as Maria Kassova. And she trains coaches and consults in cross-cultural competence, as well as confidence and resilience. And resilience is our topic for this month's club lunch. So, Maria, resilience and confidence. Was this something that you consciously fostered throughout your life, or was it just something that you developed in response to life?
That's a great question. And as I reflected on that, I realized that my whole life allowed me to unconsciously cultivate resilience. And that stemmed from my childhood. My father was a diplomat, so I went to school in Switzerland, in Afghanistan, in Ethiopia, and I was changing every 2-3 years. I was changing schools, teachers, learning systems, school friends. So that really made me very resilient and strong and adaptable to changes in life. However, the biggest shock in my life, which really built that muscle of grit and resilience, was when I lost my mother. I was 24 and she died of cancer.
Now, those experiences you bring through into your training, your coaching, why is it so important? Why do you feel it's so important that other people know that resilience is something that can be learned and built, not just something you're born with?
The reason why I'm passionate about resilience is because whenever I work with individuals or with teams, there's always a situation that we want to help those teams and individuals improve on. Normally we're called when there is a restructuring in the organization and processes, roles, the content of people's work changes and morale is low, which is a really difficult situation to change. Or whether I deal with someone who has been retrenched from work, or people who have had their ideas rejected or their projects have failed. Life brings an array of situations where we can easily fall down and lose our confidence and lose belief in ourselves. And my passion is to help people believe in themselves and to help them realize that they have a lot of strengths and qualities and reserves and mental, emotional stamina, which can be used. And also all these situations that life brings, we can learn from them. They're not our enemy. Even if it's the loss of someone, it's very painful, but they're not our enemy. So there are ways of learning and developing a toolkit which enables us to just be brave and more courageous and take chances and live a more fulfilling life.
So let's talk about that toolkit, because I know you have tips and tools that people can use consciously and eventually unconsciously to help them when they are feeling their resilience is very low, when they need a little bit of extra boost. So let our members know what your top tips are from your consulting programs.
There is a very simple way of approaching resilience, and it's called the 3 R's. And those 3 R's are recover, refocus, and retry. And I have used it with a number of people and use it on myself. So what is recover? Whatever situation, whatever life throws at us, whether we have been made redundant or whether we have to deal with a difficult client or a difficult boss or a difficult colleague, or whether we have moved countries, as was the case with me and as the case has been with you, we really are faced with something very different. We're totally out of the comfort zone, and it's very threatening to our system, and it's very scary. So in moments like that, it's natural for us to feel disorientated, afraid, confused, lost, overwhelmed. And when we recovering means that we allow ourselves to feel those feelings. It's an invitation to accept those feelings, to accept the positive and the negative feelings that life always brings to us, and to give permission because we're conditioned to be always strong, or you should not feel fear, or you should always be courageous. And the fact is that we need to accept and we need to embrace how we feel at the moment and actually be curious about these feelings in order to be able to move through them. So really accepting how we feel, giving ourselves permission is a very important part of recovering from the shocks that life brings to us. Another powerful part of recovering is to nurture ourselves and to be kind and compassionate to ourselves, and just to allow that space of being disorientated, not having a plan of action, not knowing where I'm going, and just doing things which nurture our soul, be it walking in the nature, meditating, listening to music, perhaps even taking a pen and paper or a keyboard and writing out everything that just comes to mind, what we feel, how afraid we are, and really just putting everything out on paper so it's no longer with us. And to remember, instead of beat ourselves up and say, oh, I should be strong now, what happened to me, where is my willpower, why am I so weak, just to accept and be kind, and perhaps encourage ourselves with words like, you can go through that, we've been through that before, this will not last forever. So it really is a recovering from a space of fear and just taking stock and really allowing ourselves to replenish that energy, that on a physical, emotional, mental, spiritual level. Because otherwise, if we have nothing, if the cup is empty, then it's very hard to make a plan and it's very hard to find a way forward. The second R is refocus. And refocus is really taking stock of ourselves, of the strengths that we have, the experiences that we have, especially the positive ones which have made us stronger, the victories that we have. And it's a way of remembering that the challenges we face right now are not unique. We have been in the past and we have faced difficulties in the past. And there is one activity that I love doing and always brings enormous energy and optimism, and that's called the peak experience. And it's inviting people or coaches, inviting people to remember a time when they were confident, a time when they felt alive, they felt in the zone, they felt that no matter what was coming their way, they could face it, they were creative, they were resourceful, they could come up with solutions. And those times can be anything from getting married, to having your first child, to getting the diploma, the certificate from education, to being promoted, to going to an amazing holiday, and really feeling just powerful and strong and almost invincible. And what this helps is that it reminds us that, you know what, I have it in me. Perhaps now is a more challenging time, but I have been strong. And if at some point I was strong and I had those peak experiences and I was able to deliver amazing results, perhaps close a great deal, have an amazing negotiation, have a powerful conversation with someone important. If I did that in the past, then I can do it now. Once we have recovered from the traumatic experience and we have refocused, taking stock of our strengths, taking stock of our attributes and experiences which can help us in this situation. The third R is to retry. And when we retry, it is creating a new plan, because now we are in a frame of mind that is able to generate new ideas. We no longer see ourselves as victims of the situation, but we realize that we have learned and we have been given an opportunity to create something new and to explore new horizons. So we create a plan, and when we create that plan, it's very important as well to find the help that we need and to actually venture and be brave to ask for that help.
Whenever you're faced with a challenging situation, use the 3 R's of resilience. First, recover, then refocus, and finally retry. And I know you'll get great results. I know it works.
And if you need to reach Maria, you can find her at mkmotivation.com. Now, if all else fails, you've tried the 3 R's and you still feel you need some support, someone to see you through this journey wherever you are in your life right now, give us a call. We're a bunch of friendly, well-qualified coaches here at the Coaching Club.